Hi, I'm Brent, one of the ACMG guides with Extremely Canadian Backcountry, and here are a few things that you should do before you venture out into the backcountry. The first is take an avalanche safety training course in your area. Secondly, you can use the internet to look at the local regional avalanche bulletin for your area. And the third thing is you can take a look in the snow, which we're going to do here. Although we're in the ski area, this is the same aspect and it's a safe location, so we can gather data to make a decision on what we're going to ski this afternoon and whether it's a go or no-go day for you. So the first thing I want to do is probe the area that I'm going to dig in. And as I'm probing, I can feel for both strong and weak layers within the snowpack. And I want to make sure that there's no rocks or trees or small shrubs that can kind of skew the data by misrepresenting the actual snowpack. So now I'm just going to dig out my snow profile and about a ski width wide. And of course, we want to dig down below the layers that we have concern. The cleaner the pit wall, the easier your job, and the layers will then jump out at you more readily. So it's better to take a little bit more time up front and take pride in the craftsmanship. Okay, so the height of snow in this pit is 229 centimeters. And now I'm going to use my fingers to establish the resistances of the snow. And I'm about 4 finger down, about 10 centimeters. Then the snowpack gradually changes to 1 finger. And then to 1 finger plus, or what we would call pencil. And I can use my crystal screen to find any real crust. And there's our first real crust. And if you look, you can actually see it kind of jumps out at you in the snowpack. And then I can drag that down, a little bit more resistance there. Still pencil. And it gets hard to push that in at that one. So we're looking at about 30 plus centimeters, 40 centimeters down. And still getting firm. Use my crystal screen. And there is our second crust, which we can see. And I would suspect that both above and below that are weaker crystals. It's a little easier both above and below that crust to push my thermometer case through. And those are the 2 layers that are going to give me concern in this profile. Right now, I'm just removing some snow so I can isolate a column so that I can do what's called a compression test. And the compression test serves 2 functions. It can make layers that we haven't picked up with our fingers or crystal screen jump out at us. And it also gives us an idea of what the slab, how it's going to propagate, which is a fancy term for how wide or how readily the snow fractures and moves. And we call that fracture character. And we want to take some pride and put some effort into this, because the cleaner the column, the better data we get. I'm going to isolate a 30 by 30 or a 1 foot by 1 foot square column. And I take a wedge out of here so that the column is freestanding. 30 centimeter mark. And I'm going to try and use my saw to go straight down. We want to make sure our saw is no more than about 10 centimeters below the layer we're concerned with. At this point, I rest my elbow on the shovel handle and I tap from the wrist. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I saw a little tiny break and some crystals shoot out there. So that would be a CTE7, but resistant planar because it didn't come off cleanly. But that's of note. We always have to replicate something twice for it to be relevant data. 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to tap from the elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you go. 5, and again, resistant planar. So that's within our storm snow. Our crust is still just a little below that. 6, 7. That's that same one. It's just a break. 8, 9, 10. So some moderate results, which is to be expected. We've had a lot of wind on these upper layers. Now I go from the shoulder. 1, and there it is. So that is on our crust. Again, resistant planar, and it's a break. It didn't break right the way back to the saw. So now I'm going to take a look at those crystals, and I can bet that they're going to be facets. So I take a little bit off. And they are small facets, but that's congruent with what we'd expect above a crust. So that was a CTH 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And another resistant planar break. 7. So there's the other crust. So we'll just take a few more whacks. 8, 9, 10. Okay, and that broke at the saw, so that doesn't mean anything. So this was a very quick, hasty look in the snow. This is no substitute for professional mentorship or avalanche training. You can hire a guide to mentor under, hire a guide if you're in doubt. Be safe, have fun out there.